To understand the stakes of ancient geopolitics, you have to look at the Huns. This Central Asian tribe was a continent-spanning force of destruction, moving with enough speed and ferocity to topple global superpowers like the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire. But while much of the world retreated into chaos, the Indian subcontinent reached a cultural and scientific peak. Under the Gupta Dynasty, India entered a golden age where the mathematician Aryabhata and the surgeon Sushruta were making discoveries that would define human knowledge for a millennium. The sheer scale of this ambition is still visible in the ruins of Nalanda University. This wasn't just a school. It was a massive, state-funded complex designed to host thousands of scholars in a sophisticated environment of brick stupas and tiered architecture. That progress was precarious. The same Hun tribes that devastated Europe had already occupied Gandhar and completely leveled Taxila University, leaving only these low stone foundations behind. A threat of this magnitude required absolute domestic unity. The historical record shows that while the Huns provided the external pressure, the dynasty's ultimate vulnerability was the internal friction of royal bloodlines competing for the throne. The Gupta dynasty emerged in Magadha, capitalizing on the power vacuum left by the Kushan and Satavahana empires. Chandragupta I secured this foothold through strategic diplomacy, marrying into the powerful Lichchhavi line. This alliance provided the stability needed to expand across Ayodhya and Kaushambi. His successor, Samudragupta, shifted the strategy from marriage pacts to relentless military expansion. He campaigned aggressively across the subcontinent, eventually establishing the empire's northern boundary at the base of the Himalayas. He then pushed his reach to the Vindhya Mountains in the south. These natural barriers served as the edges of a massive protective buffer zone that insulated the heart of the empire from foreign interference. These secure borders and the peace at the imperial court were the essential precursors to the Golden Age. By stabilizing the frontiers and suppressing internal dissent, the early Gupta rulers created a protected environment where the state could redirect its vast wealth into the arts, science, and the endowment of universities. This stability faced its first true test after the death of Samudragupta. His heir, Ramgupta, proved to be an incompetent ruler, lacking the military resolve that had built the empire. Seeing an opportunity, Rudrasimha, the Saka ruler of Mathura, attacked Magadha. He quickly overwhelmed the weak emperor, forcing a total surrender. The peace treaty was designed to humiliate. To keep his throne, Ramgupta accepted a condition to surrender his own wife, Queen Dhruv Devi, to the Saka king. This double failure of border security and family honor was unacceptable to Ramgupta's younger brother, Chandragupta II. In a high-stakes plot, Chandragupta disguised himself as the queen and infiltrated the Saka camp. Once inside the enemy palace, he waited for the right moment and assassinated the Saka ruler. The coup was swift. Chandragupta returned home, executed his brother for his misdeeds, and married the queen. He took the throne with the full support of a court that had lost faith in his brother's leadership. This ruthless consolidation of both the family line and the military frontier allowed the Gupta Empire to reach its absolute zenith of power under the title of Vikramaditya. Generations later, during the reign of Chandragupta, the Huns returned, attempting to penetrate the subcontinent and threatening the Gupta borders. Chandragupta handed the Huns such a crushing military defeat that they were forced to abandon their invasion plans for a half-century. Despite this massive victory, the empire was already rotting from within. Because Chandragupta's mother was not the chief queen, his right to the throne was constantly questioned by his own family. Upon Chandragupta's death, his stepbrother Purugupta disputed the succession, violently splitting the kingdom into competing parts. This fracture ended central authority. Local governors declared independence, causing the empire to disintegrate into disjointed regional powers. The Huns exploited this vacuum immediately. Without a unified central army to hold the mountain passes, the invaders returned and easily swept through the fractured territories. The fall of the Gupta dynasty proves that even the strongest military cannot protect a state that has lost its political cohesion. As the northern house collapsed under the weight of its own disputes, the center of gravity shifted south to the Vakataka Empire, a dynasty that, for the moment, remained unified.